So I want to talk about the 1 week where I sacrificed everything and became a bit of a hypocrite. Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan Aquino, and I help teach the next generation. So it was probably the week before I moved out where I went to an estate sale. As some of you may or may not know, I run an Amazon media business, which means I have to go out, physically source items. So I'll take a scanner, scan things, tells me if it's profit or not, ship it to Amazon, done deal. And this is just another routine sale. It was special though because of just one tiny thing. It was a bunch of university press books. Now, you may not be as much of a nerd as I am, but in simple terms, that is the best books you can sell on Amazon. You might think like textbooks, but if Amazon says it's counterfeit, they can shut your ass down like that, and there's nothing you can do. University Press, you can sell fucking any of them. No problem. It's so good, and they can sell for hundreds of dollars. The prices were good too. It was like $3 a hardback, $2 a paperback. I was like, bitching, I'll take that deal. So I went in and I scanned. There was other resellers as well, so I had competition, obviously, like usual. And I had one section to myself. They took everything else. And so when I started scanning and I finished my section, I had about $100 or 100 books, roughly. I go 120. Spent like, $200 there. Boom, done. And then I had the great idea. Why don't I just scan everything that they went through? As it turns out, my competition sucks because they left more books in the fucking shelves than what I found uncontested in mine. So I found 100 and so. In mine, I found like 250 in the shelves that they went through. They were that bad in how much money they left on the table. And this is day one, by the way. So after this sale, it was either after or the day before, I had gone to a different sale. They were closing down their entire auction. I showed up and I was like, oh, hey, look at all this. This is all super cheap. I'm going to buy all of it. And I bought, I think it was like I was like 150 DVDs, CDs, and such. I made fucking bank that day too. So now, moving on to day four, because day three, more work, but it was nothing super crazy. Day four, I go back to the auction that's closing, and they were cutting me deals, man. They were still so much shit that was just cheap as hell that I still got. I bought $100 worth of records. I didn't make a profit on it, but I still bought them all because I didn't know. And I bought like these vintage books, pennies on the dollar, so good. Then I go back to U Press Books. I go back to that sale because it was 50% off. So everything was cheaper. I go into the rooms I didn't go to. Sure enough, the other sellers who were here are fucking dog shit. Because I still was finding ding after ding after ding, profit after profit after profit. It wouldn't fucking stop. I believe that day I bought 114 different items. Now you might be thinking, okay, whoa. You said that the hardbacks were $3. So wouldn't that mean they were $1.50 then? As it turns out, I already gotten my clout. Everyone who worked there saw me as the big bucks guy. One fucking day, I dropped like $400, and they were like, "Oh, bro, VIP treatment for this fella here, bro. He brings in the big bucks." So the owner was like, "Yeah, for you, dude, $1 each." I'm like, "Oh, this got so much better." So I was going crazy, and I ran out of money. I had no cash left, and I wasn't gonna whip out my card. I wasn't gonna do that. So I went up to him because I offer consignments and I offer free pickups for companies and libraries and such. So I was like, what do you do with everything afterward? Trying to get to the conversation. He shut my shit down immediately. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. I'm like, all right, cool, fair enough. So I'm still very interested in these books. What can we do? He handed me his card, his number, say, make me an offer. So I told him, I'll get money. I'll figure it out. I sold whatever I had. I got rid of so much shit I was hoarding just to make sure I had the money. The records I bought, the 400, I got my money back on that. The vintage stuff, I got more money from that. I sold a bunch of stuff from my eBay store that I was like, fuck it, I don't need that. I need this. This is so much more important. I know how much profit is in there. If you were around following me on LinkedIn, I made a post like, if you have money, I will buy stuff for you and give you money for it, because this is insane how much money they're going to give away. So I told them I have the money. Show up. I had about $400 for context. I show up and I'm thinking, okay, he's probably gonna charge like 4, maybe 5, and I gotta figure something out to drop them. Hey, you want it for 250? 250? That's it? You want to give me something that I know I get like $1,000 cash right now? You want to give it to me for 250? Yes, sir. I'll take that deal. I had to fucking lock in because I was gonna give the shittiest grin ever in my life. I like the one I'm seeing right now. I was about to give to him like lock in. Now there's a couple things I have yet to mention. I may have mentioned one of them already. I'm moving out next week. I now have in possession 6 fucking thousand units that I have to deal with. And I have to leave, clean the apartment, and get everything ready, help my roommate move out, and do this on top of that. Fucking stupid decision on my part. And thing number 2, speaking of the other guy, yeah, he's not working with me anymore. He's doing his own thing now. I have to do it all by myself in like 3 days, 4 days. So that was also not fun. So the moving day, it took me like 3 or 4 hours. Luckily, the fucking thing was like 10 minutes from this unit where I've been recording a lot. So I'm like, God bless. It was 2 trips. It was 73 boxes, and I bought 75. So shit was real. And unsurprisingly, dude, I have so much to scan. Like, I don't know if you can tell. I'll see if I can show up. So this is the unit right now, right? It was filled like 4 or 5 boxes high all the way to the front. I don't know how you expect me to do that in 1 fucking week. So I sacrificed everything. I talked to no one. I was not social. I didn't bother with gym. I didn't bother with anything. If it wasn't strictly this books, I wasn't doing it because it didn't matter. Because I knew one thing for sure. This is my priority. This is the only thing I have to work on. I said, fuck LinkedIn. I said, fuck everyone. This is so important to me. And I'm going to skip through the work and such. But to give you an idea of my day, I would wake up 6 in the morning when this place opens. I would work like a fucking motherfucker until about 10 when this storage unit closes. In that time, I am scanning. I am dropping off books to the half price books in these locations because they give you money for your books that you donate or give to them, right? I was giving books to the close one right in front of this unit and one 15 minutes out that I know my reputation of dropping a lot of good stuff. So I was just going balls to the wall every day, not eating as well, by the way. It was pure energy drinks and sheer willpower that got me through this. I was in so much pain, I still pushed through because I knew it was worth it. So to give you the end results and why this was so big, I sent about 800-ish units to Amazon. I sent about 3, maybe 200 units to buyback companies. And I gave everything else to the half prices because I couldn't sell them. I was not doing eBay. I don't have the space or the time. I know I have a storage unit, but I'm not going to store shit that is not going to sell like that. That doesn't make sense. And I'm not even going to be here anyway, little did I know. So the end result was the buyback companies gave me about $130, just additional money. I barely did any extra work for it. It was just label, get the fuck out. Hey, here's your money. That was it. That was cool. The half prices, I don't know the exact number, but I know it was bare minimum $1,000 in cold hard cash. And that cash carried me once I moved out. It absolutely made a difference. For 2 weeks, I didn't have to pay with my card at all because of this deal. I got my money back 4 times over. If you remember, I invested 250. I got it all back and then some, which was fucking phenomenal. But I think the number you care about is Amazon. How much did I make on Amazon? So I sent about 800 units. Projected profit, doing all the math, was roughly $17,000 in potential profit. Now, obviously, with repricing, the numbers going up and down, I'm going to round that down to $15,000 in profit. And I worked a week getting everything out of here. And it was, without a shadow of a doubt, the hardest I have worked on anything up to this point. That has soon been broken and will be broken when March comes around. We'll talk about that much later on. But just know that sale is going to have 3 times as much. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, what's the moral of the story? Why the fuck did I ramble on? If you're presented with an opportunity to give you 6 months to a year of progress in 1 week, all you have to do is sacrifice everything else. Would you take the deal? That's the question I pose to you. If you were in my shoes, would you have taken that deal? You have very little time to work on this because you have other things that must be done very soon. You have a lot of stress with helping your friend move out, getting the apartment ready, getting yourself moved out. Would you have done what I did? That's kind of up to you. Knowing the results, $15,000 in profit, $1,000 in cash, $150 in just extra free money. Would you take the deal? And the answer that you come up with kind of tells you who you are. If I was given the same opportunity again right now, fucking give me it in a heartbeat. Because I did a little bit of math to kind of figure out how much I did. $15,000 in profit would take me, I shit you not, from January up until August, and how much I did in profit that month or that entire time period. So in 1 week, I did about as much work as the past 8 months combined. You tell me that's a bad deal. Try to tell me to my face that working 1 week equaled 8 months of work. You tell me that's a bad deal. I fucking dare you. So why do I say I'm a hypocrite as well? To kind of finish off the video, because it's been 13 minutes and I kind of don't want to take up more of your time because your time is precious. I hate hustle culture with a passion. I genuinely do not like working, grinding 24/7. Even if you're sick and you're dying, you still work. I hate it. I think you should only do it in situations like this, where you know it's not, it's you know for a fact when you are done, you are going to be so much further along in life and in your journey to be successful. Do it. If I didn't know and it was potential, like let's say it was a bunch of like paperbacks of random publishers and stuff like that, I probably would not have done it because I don't know how good it would do. But because I knew it was a lot of classical music CDs, it was a lot of really good educational DVDs for cash, it was a lot of university press books that I already scanned and knew was profit, and the only reason it wasn't because I had to pay for it. I knew I could get so much done. So when it comes down to it, to opportunities like this, you have to ask yourself, do you know? Or is it a maybe? If it's a maybe, it's up in the air. But if you know for a fact, you will get so much further along if you just sacrifice just for a little bit. Everything, do it in a fucking heartbeat. So that's kind of my take. And honestly, the most exciting thing that's happened, I think, this year with books and such. So yeah, if you want to get to know me more. I post a lot of my stuff on LinkedIn as well, so there's a link down below in the description. When I have a bit of a talky talk, link down below as well.